Hi, I'm Keely Brandon, and with my husband Jovan we recently founded Lerelen. Today I want to share with you my vision for empowering our youngest children. I'm a scientist, an educator, and an entrepreneur. Jovan is an engineer and inventor with a mind for business. Most importantly, we're also parents. We've always had an interest in helping to make the world a better place, but since our daughter was born, we've had an increased sense of urgency about it. I remember when I was a child, I was a lot like my daughter. I was very curious. I had a lot of questions, and I wished for some magical device that would answer them all instantly. With the advent of the internet, that wish has basically come true. Of course, you're all aware how empowering the internet is, and it's empowered billions of people around the world. But it's not yet optimized for children. In spite of that fact, there are already about a quarter of kids in the US accessing the internet regularly in some way. Add to that the fact that every second there are about 4 babies being born. And in combination with the rapidly increasing connectivity worldwide, we can be assured that millions more kids will be coming online in the near future. But what's waiting for them? Obviously, the internet is full of amazing resources that can empower our kids. But there are issues as well. My daughter loves to watch videos online, and she'll sit on her daddy's lap and tell him which one she wants to see next. But once their fun was interrupted by music full of profanities and racial slurs, that's not the education I want for my child. What happened is someone had taken creative liberties with the Barney video, and it got put in with all of the others. It made me realize how vulnerable our kids are to stumbling across inappropriate content. And I'm sure many of you have heard similar stories or even worse. Now imagine with me, if you will, that when you went to the internet, you saw this, or this, or this. You wouldn't even know where to start. That's exactly the challenge that's faced by pre-literate children constantly. Since I've lived overseas for about 14 years and learned 3 languages since the age of 11, I really understand what it's like to be surrounded by indecipherable texts and then ever so gradually learn to understand it and decode it. And it's important for our children to also be surrounded by that text, because it's that immersion that allows it to become familiar and then eventually understandable. But there are also problems that need to be addressed. Just imagine if you couldn't read, you wouldn't know what this meant. Or this. And you certainly wouldn't understand what the implications could be for your security, privacy, and finances. When it comes to online security and privacy for our children, the status quo is simply unacceptable. Now imagine with me, if you will, the internet as a menu. It's huge, it's diverse, and if you look long enough, you can be assured that you'll find something that looks appealing. But you can't be guaranteed that you'll get exactly what you're expecting. I still remember, as an 11-year-old child in France, going to a restaurant, looking at the menu, and honing in on the word hamburger. I don't eat hamburgers very much anymore, but at that point in my life, it was something familiar and comforting, so I ordered it. But imagine my surprise when it turned out that this particular hamburger was made of horse meat. Not what I was expecting. The Japanese have an empowering and practical solution to the menu navigation problem. With these visual displays, you can't quite taste the food, but you can get a pretty accurate portrayal of what you're going to be ordering. Kids need a menu that looks more like this, but the internet doesn't offer that yet. What we want to do is to empower children, and we've started to build that visual menu. Our platform is visually driven, and it encourages children to find exactly what they're looking for intuitively. Touch the radio, and you can select from carefully curated children's music. The bookshelf is full of their favorite ebooks. The growing and expanding virtual world will be filled with carefully selected, trusted, pre-screened content for children. Each icon is a conduit to relevant information and applications. There are many other innovations coming down the pipe, but they really all boil down to empowerment. Most importantly, empowerment for our children, but also for parents and for the people who want to create content for them. For parents, we want to empower them to guide and to monitor their children's experiences online. So I want my daughter to learn Spanish. So when I go to the parents page, I can select Spanish from the language menu and then set the timer to 15 minutes. And I know that today her screen time will be spent increasing her vocabulary. There are many other options as well. Finally, we want to empower creative and passionate parents, teachers, and caregivers to contribute directly to their children's online experiences. We know that for Lerelen to reach its potential as a resource for children, we need ideas from people everywhere, from all walks of life. And so we have a robust programming environment that will allow experienced coders to make apps. But we also have a wizard, which will allow anyone with basic computer skills to make their own apps. Imagine a grandmother making a book for their granddaughter with their own stories, their own voice. This is possible. Finally, I want to clarify, I don't want to help children to spend more and more of their time online or connected to digital devices. But the fact is that they are spending time with tablets, with iPhones, etc. We want to optimize their screen time. My vision is all about empowerment, mostly for young children, but also for all of us who want to ensure that they get the best possible start in the digital world. I hope you'll contribute your talents and your ideas to help us grow this empowering, beautiful new world for our children. You can keep up with us at Lerelen.com. Thank you.